Let's talk about some of the things you're going to learn today. Some of the things, expectations by the end of this program is to develop an effective pre-call plan that you can use as your foundation for most of the outbound calls you make. So the idea is you create something that's a foundation for you that you can continue to modify and tweak based on individual requirements. Number two, create a standard message. There's all kinds of topics that we leave messages for, but we're going to create something that's just short, to the point, effective, and creates interest for people to want to call you back. Number three, we're going to both understand and be aware of the power of listening, insightful listening, to really understand what customers are telling us and to improve and influence the way customers perceive us. Listening is one of the most critical, in my opinion, the most critical skill a salesperson can have, because it has the greatest influence in understanding what's really happening, but it also has the greatest influence in building trust between you and the other person. Absolutely crucial. And finally, we're going to introduce, and you'll be able to use a questioning model to help you plan what we call insightful, thought-provoking questions that create an interactive dialogue between you and the customer, so you can get the kind of information you need with the fewest amount of questions possible, in the shortest amount of time possible, and position yourself in a way that they look at you and think of you as a trusted advisor. Now, we're not going to accomplish all of that today. We're going to introduce a lot of that stuff. We're going to implement and accomplish a lot of the stuff over the next 4 to 6 weeks. So if you feel a little bit overwhelmed as we start going through this thing, you can relax. It's a process. If you pick up a couple of good things and apply them, and then you pick up a couple more afterwards and apply them, it'll work. The other thing you're all going to have as participants is this entire workshop is also, you're going to have a PowerPoint and a video of it, so you can always go back and refresh concepts if you want to kind of remember what it was like. So there'll always be the supporting materials. We will be there on a weekly session with you coaching. Your managers will be reinforcing this with you over time during the week. So it's not about you got to get it all today. So you can just relax and get the things so that you get a foundation and be comfortable that this is going to evolve over the next 4 to 6 to 8 weeks. Here's the agenda. 3 major components. Preparing. So during this kind of preparation stage, we're going to kind of set the overview. We're going to go through a change in decision-making model. We'll cover insightful listening and then begin pre-call planning. And sometime by about 9:30 or 10, we're going to have the kind of the preparation piece done. Then we're going to get into probing about insightful questioning, how to ask questions from different perspectives, how to build trust during the questioning process, and also how to create what we call compelling gaps, creating the sense of urgency for people to want to act and make decisions with you. How do you use questioning to move people to a decision point? And then finally, we'll talk a little bit about kind of how do you propose, how do you, based on everything you've just heard and learned through your questioning and planning, how do you then position back to a customer in a way that makes you very effective, increases your credibility, and increases your probability of winning deals faster and a higher percentage? And the whole thing we'll get done from 8 to 12. We've got about a 4-hour agenda. In between there'll be a lot of exercises, a lot of role plays, a lot of practice, where you'll be creating things in teams, and you'll get a chance to practice them. And then you'll have the opportunity to implement all this after the workshop throughout the week, and we'll get into what that looks like.